Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in Rush War, and I'm going to feature my 6 war hits. We have quite a big lead right now. We've got 4471 points with 37 flags left. They've got 3197 with 39 flags left, so we've pretty much got about a 1300 point lead, and they've only got 2 flags more than us, so this looks like a definite win. Most of the teams I'm going to go up against in this war are going to be Fergus or Bernadette tank teams, and real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. Without further ado, let's get into my 6 war hits. With my first flag, I'm going to bring 2 blues, a green, a red, and a purple, because of the fact that 4 of these heroes are counters for Bernadette. Oni Wakamaru has that undispellable taunt, Medea casts the shifting mindless attack, Bernadette casts the paintings herself, of course, and then Starlass has an effect where if the opponent gets mana full, then they lose 75% of their mana and get 962 damage, and that goes to 3 enemies. I've also got Grimsteel as a healer, and to increase my attack, growth, and defense, I typically like to play 3-2, 4-1, or sometimes even mono for Rush War only, but when I'm going up against Bernadette tank teams and usually Fergus tank teams, I like to bring multiple counters for their specials. They've also got 2 revivers with Astrid and Sable, and then they've also got Archibald, I think that is, and Armand Moncharmin, so definitely a very strong team and probably their strongest team that they have on defense. Let's see how this first flag here goes. All right, so I need 6 blues, 6 greens, 6 reds, or 6 purples before Bernadette goes off, and I think we can definitely get our blues. I'm going to start off with these 4 blues against Archibald. Cascade of greens. And then I'm going to match these 3 blues up against Sable. All right, so that's going to give me Grimsteel to increase my attack and defense growth, and then I'm going to use Oni Wakamaru now, I think. Yes, let's use Oni Wakamaru now, and then I'm going to match these tiles to set off a cascade with some yellows and greens. And that was quite a cascade. I will take it. That's going to give me both Starlass and Medea as well. So Sable's a little tricky because they have the Ailment Reflect as their ether power. So I can't use Starlass or Medea on Sable. I'm going to wait 1 turn to use those specials, and I am going to force Sable to activate. And I'm going to try not to kill anybody until after she comes back. I want to use Medea, the main part on Bernadette. That way the shifting mindless attack goes to her. I'm going to wait a turn to use Starlass. And let's start matching some reds, I think. I think I'm actually going to use Starlass on Armand Moncharmin because I do not want him to go off. Now, let's match these red tiles up against him so I can get Bernadette. Bernadette has the shifting mindless attack for 1 more turn, so I definitely need to hit her with some tiles. I also need to heal soon because Oni Wakamaru is going to die soon. I'm going to hold off on using Bernadette, though, until after Sable comes back from that ghost form, which is only 1 more turn. For now, I'm just going to match these 3 green tiles up against Bernadette so that she goes off. And she's going to shift that over to Archibald. All right. And now I'm going to use Bernadette. Turn everybody into a painting. Perfect. That worked out great. And again, I'm going to need to heal very soon. So let's first match these 3 blue tiles up against Sable. And quite a cascade afterwards. I will take it. We've got Medea and Starlass. And I'm going to be able to heal in a moment with these tiles on the right from Grimsteel. Actually, I'm going to match these first before I use any specials. That way I get the attack growth higher. At this point, I have to decide if I want to try to kill Astrid first or Sable. I think I want to kill Sable first. That way I can go some tiles here on the right, especially with Armand Charmin already almost dead. So let's use Medea over here and then Starlass. All right, all 3 of them are dead. Perfect. Now I really need to ghost tiles. Hopefully I get a red. All right, we did get a red that I can ghost. Perfect. Let's first heal with Grimsteel, match these reds over here, and this should be an easy win from here on out. I am going to use Bernadette now, before anything crazy happens with cascades. And this battle is going to be over in a moment, it looks like. Awesome. Starting out 1-for-1 against their toughest team. Very happy with how that battle went. For my second flag, I'm going to go up against a Fergus tank team. They've also got Arco. They've got the Quintus version that gives the mindless attack to 3 enemies. They've got Vanya and Shimmerscale for some Garrison Guard heroes. I'm going to bring a all-tune team. They will have a 75% chance to resist both effects from Fergus, and then also those effects from Quintus as well. I used this team in the last Rush War, and it worked out really well against a Fergus tank team. So let's see how the second flag goes. All right, not the best of boards to start, but I think I can make this work. Let's start off with these 3 reds up against Arco. Nice cascade of yellows, I'll take it. And then I'm going to match these 3 reds up against Fergus. That's going to give me Aslar very early, and I am going to use him right away. And Arco is almost dead already and probably will die from the burn damage next turn. I will take it. I don't see him in wars too often these days, but he is on this defense, so I'll take it. And Arco is dead already. Perfect. Now, I don't have any tiles I can ghost over on that side yet, and I don't want to hit Quintus with any tiles. Let's hit this purple dragon, which is going to set a cascade of yellows, which will give me Viv. So let's heal with Viv and get that defense up going. I'm going to match these 3 yellows up top. Vanya's about to heal everybody. Let's see if we can kill Quintus with Leonidas. He also does extra damage against purple, so curious to see how much damage this is. 2253 damage. I will take it. All right, I'm going to match these 3 yellows, which is going to set a cascade of blues. And maybe we'll get a yellow on the bottom. We did not, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to wait to heal with Viv since I don't need to right now. And I am going to heal now since Quintus is about to go off. And in case if the Tune passive does not resist the Miles attack, I don't want that affecting her. Koya Cascade. And we're actually going to have everybody. Hopefully we resist Quintus's mindless attack. And all three of them resisted it. Awesome. Now will they resist Fergus? Everybody except Aslar, whose special was full. That's alright. I've got some red tiles over on the left that we can work with. Alright, let's try to do some damage to Quintus. I don't want to deal with that mindless attack. And I want to be able to ghost tiles over there. And he is dead. Perfect. Let's match these 4 reds. That should give me Aslar. Awesome. Now let's use Aslar. And let's match some tiles over here. Hopefully I get a blue. I did get a blue. Okay, good. I'm going to hit this red dragon since Fergus is about to go off anyway. Resist the mana reduction. They did. Awesome. Okay. Now let's do some damage to Fergus. I know Richard hits 3, but I want to try to get rid of Fergus if we can soon. Let's match these 3 reds on the bottom. Hopefully that gives me Aslar, and it does. Okay, good. Now let's hit Fergus again. Not quite dead, but he is almost dead. That burn damage should kill him, so long as I don't hit him with tiles to get a special to go off. But I don't have a lot of options. Actually, I've got like 2 options. The greens in the middle and the purples. If I match the purples, that's going to set a cascade of greens. So let's just match these 3 greens here. And hopefully that doesn't set him off. And it didn't. Okay, good. And he's dead from the burn damage. Awesome. Okay. Now, let's match these 3 blues, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm going to match these 3 purples on the bottom. All right, now I'll match the 3 blues. Awesome. Vanya's dead. Shimmer Scale should be dead very soon. And he is now dead. Awesome. We are 2 for 2 this war to start out. With our 3rd flag, I'm going to bring 4 purples and 1 yellow against this Rosalind tank team. I've got Toon Quintus and Shadowfang, who are strong, slow, speed, attack all hitters. I've got Diachan as a healer, Domitia, who is a sniper, who also does extra damage to yellow. And then I've got Shawl in here because he'll add some extra heal, and he's a cleanser, which I'm going to need for White Fang and that Everlasting Frost that White Fang casts. And then also Crom makes it so that all dark heroes get 1308 burn damage over 4 turns, and then 1308 poison damage for Holy. So I need to be able to cleanse that, and I don't have a ton of cleansers other than my Mega Minion heroes who have those Mega Minions that safely cleanse at the end of each turn, but I don't want to use one of those on this team, so that's why I've got Shawl in here. Feeling pretty good about this team so long as we can take out Rosalind fairly early. All right. We definitely are going to be able to get our 6 purples very early. I'm going to start off with the ones in the bottom left so that they don't get separated. And then let's match these 3 purples up against Gunctus. Awesome. So now we've got our 4 purples. I'm going to heal first with Diachan and add those minion buffers. I am next going to hit Rosalind with Domitia, because Domitia has a dispel effect to her and nearby allies, or the enemy and nearby allies, so that counterattack is going to go away for that ether power. Perfect. Now let's use Quintus and Shadowfang. Not quite dead yet for Rosalind. Let's match these 3 yellows up against her. Hopefully I get a purple somewhere in the middle and doesn't set her off. Did not set her off, but I did not get my purple. Now she's going to go off anyway. All right, let's match this red diamond, I think. Actually, you know what? Let's match the 4 reds up against her. That's going to make it so that I can use the 3 yellows, but hopefully I get a purple in there, and I did not. All right, let's match these 3 yellows up against Rosalind now. Man, I can't get a purple to save my life at this point. All right, I'm going to hold on to Shawl because I'm going to need him to cleanse eventually. And we finally got our purples. Let's see if maybe these 2 purple tiles will be enough to kill the Mega Minion and Rosalind. I don't know if it's gonna, but we are gonna try, I think. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that, because I don't think it's gonna. Plus, her special is about to go off again and give her a fresh Mega Minion. What I am gonna do is hit this red dragon in hopes that I get a purple somewhere in the bottom so that I can match some more purples, and that did work out great. Awesome. All right, we are definitely going to need to heal. Krom is going to go off in a moment, and so is Ruad, though. And that actually might kill some people, so I think I'm going to use Shawl first. All right, that did a nice heal for me. Now I'm going to match these purples up against Rosalind. Awesome, we got more purples, very nice. And then these purples are definitely going to be able to kill Rosalind. Or maybe not definitely. Just kidding. That heal from Krom was enough to keep her alive. Alright, well, let's heal with Diachan first. Then I'm going to use Quintus and Shadow Fang before I use Demetria to see what type of damage that does to everybody. Alright, now let's kill Rosalind, hopefully. Man, she is tough to take down. She's got that damage reduction, so Demetria's not doing as much damage to her. Alright, let's match these yellows and reds up top. Nice cascade of purples, and Rosalind is dead finally. Awesome, okay. Let's use Shawl. This might kill Krom over on the left. Not quite, but that fiend should kill him very shortly, so I am just going to match these tiles over here. That's going to make it so that I can ghost some purple tiles next turn. Alright, Krom is dead. Let's ghost these purple tiles and do some damage over here on the right. Let's use Diachan to heal first. And then Quintus and Shadow Fang. And let's see what everybody's left at. Alright, let's kill Ruad, since I don't want his special going off again. Oh, wow. He got, like, no damage. I didn't even see what kind of damage that did against him. But the fiends or some other sort of damage killed him, so I'll take it. All right. Let's match these 3 yellows so I can heal again with Shawl, and then I can go some purple tiles next turn, and this match should be over once we do that. Let's heal with Diachan, use Shadow Fang, Quintus, and Demetria. And he's in that ghost form. Awesome. Okay, let's just ghost these purple tiles, and we should be able to kill him, hopefully, again, this next turn. Quite a cascade. All right. Now, let's use everybody again. Kill him. Please. Thank you. Awesome. We are 3 for 3 this war now. With my 4th flag, I'm going to bring 4 reds and 1 yellow against the Sludgeous tank team. I've got Astrid in here because she makes it so that the dancing from Sludgeous will only last for 1 turn with the quick tempo dance. So that will help neutralize that. I've got Pepper Flame to increase the attack growth for her, and then also Domi Ventus and Gestalt. I've got Blossom as an extra healer in case if I can't get any yellows early on. Definitely feeling pretty good about this match here, though. I know Sludgeous can be a pain in the butt sometimes. All right, quite a few yellows here on the board, including a yellow diamond to start, which I am going to take that. Now let's match these 3 reds up against Sludgeous. I only need 1 more yellow tile to get Astrid activated, so I'm actually just going to hit this green dragon to get that 1 yellow tile. Now, I'm going to use her to heal. Since I've got a yellow diamond on the board, let's hit that yellow diamond. I need to do some tile dumping to get some reds. And we did get some reds. Awesome. Now I just need to wait one turn for the dancing to go away to use my red attacking specials. I am going to use Blossom right now, though. That's going to do a Dispel to Sludgus only, pretty much because of the dancing, and then that actually gave her damage because of the Dispel to the other enemies. That dancing is not just attacking. All right, well, that's unfortunate, but let's heal with Atron now so that I can get Blossom back up. Now, I just need to match some tiles somewhere and not create a crazy cascade. Let's just match these 3 blues on the bottom left. And that dancing is gone. I think I want to kill the ones on the left over here first. Of course, we are blinded. Hopefully that is not too much of a factor. All right, Dark Feather is almost dead. So is Leaf Whisk and Sludgus. Theodosius is about to go off. Let's match these 3 reds up against Sludgus. Not the cascade I was hoping for. Everybody stay alive, please. Alright, I'm going to match these reds next turn. I'm really hoping that does not set off Frost Snout, but I think it's gonna. I don't really have a choice, though, because I definitely need to heal and get my attacking specials, and that actually worked out okay. So let's heal first with Blossom. Let's attack these same ones on the left over here to see what kind of damage we can do, and I'm not blinded now, so that's even better. Alright, and I can't control where Gestalt's cubes go. Alright, Sludgus and Leaf Whisk are both dead. Awesome. And Frost Snout's about to go off anyway. I'm going to set a cascade off with these purples and then blues underneath. And hopefully I get some more stuff, and we got a red diamond as a cascade. That should end this battle very quickly now. Let's use Blossom first to heal and Dispel, and then let's use Pepper Flame, Domi Ventus, and then Gestalt last. And this should definitely end the battle. Awesome. That was a lot of damage to end. All right, we are 4 for 4 to start this Rush War, or midway through. With my 5th flag, I'm going to bring 3 greens and 2 reds against this Theodosius tank team. They've also got Diachan and Cow Cow, who will cast minions, and I've got Galapago, who will remove minions for everybody except those 2 because of their War 3 Kingdoms family bonus, or passive rather. I've got Bramble in here as a healer, and he is also a cleanser, which I'm going to need for the Molten Core damage from Athligar, or however you pronounce that. I've got Isidore and Marjana as some other strong attackers, Spartoy as a Fiend Giver. Obviously, I'm going to want to take out Astrid early if we can. All right, we have a lot of greens to start. I will certainly take that. I'm going to start off with these 4 greens in the middle here, horizontally, I think. Actually, I don't think I really want to do that, because then I'm going to have some tiles out on the left that are going to get stuck out there in no man's land. So let's match the 3 against Astrid first. And then let's match the 3 up the middle against Theodosius. All right, that's going to give me all of my specials. I'm going to use Galapago and Spartoy first. And then I think I might hold on to Brandel for a few turns until I get some more greens matched, or have the ability to. Let's match these 3 blues up against Theodosius. He's going to go off soon anyway. And he is now going to go off next turn. Let's match these 3 yellows on the bottom. That way I can match some greens next turn. Awesome. Get a couple reds also. Now I'm going to use Bramble and match these 4 greens. Astrid's about to go off anyway, so I'm going to match the 3 reds up on the top left. The next turn, I'm going to match the 3 reds on the right here. Cow is going to go off next turn. I definitely need my green specials again, and I need to heal again. So let's match these purples, and then I can match the greens next turn. And I'm going to need to cleanse now, too. Oh, no, Bramble's dead. That's not good. All right, let's match these greens up against Theodosius. I'm really hoping that does not set off his special. Everybody stay alive, please. Thank you. All right, they've got this 45% chance to dodge for 3 more turns. That is forever. All right, well, I got to take a chance here. I've got that Molten Core damage. Let's use Galapagos first. And then Spark Toy. Of course, everybody dodges. And I think I want to hit Astrid with these 2 over here. I really should have brought a Dispeller. They dodged some of it. Let's try to hit Astrid again. All right. I think I'm going to let that burn damage happen and see if we're able to do anything with that. Theodosius is going to go off again in a moment anyway, so I'm going to throw these purples up against him. I don't think those 3 red tiles are going to be enough to kill Astrid. 1169 health left. Let's match these purples and blues up against Theodosius. I think I need to cut my losses and probably flee this battle. At least Astrid is almost dead. I definitely don't want them healing again, because those 3 red tiles are definitely not going to be enough to kill Astrid. I've only got 2 reds on this team. So, unfortunately, I am going to have to flee, and we are now going to be 4 for 5 this war. With my last flag, I'm going to bring 2 yellows, 2 greens, and Fergus against this Grimsteel tank team. I've got Fungustine, who will give me Sticky Surface, which has the ability to steal growth effects from everybody. And I've got 3 Garrison Guard heroes. Actually, I've got 4 Garrison Guard heroes. So I'm going to start off with those Mega Minions to start. Definitely love bringing Fungustine against Grimsteel to steal those attack and defense growth. And decent board to start, especially from a green perspective. I'm going to start off with the 3 greens on the left against Dima. Even though it's weak against red, I don't want those to get separated. And now we're going to be able to match these reds up top so I can match some greens next turn, which is going to give me Fungustine and Kolya specials. So let's do that. I am now going to wait a turn to use Fungustine. We're going to use Kolya. Actually, I'm going to wait for Grimsteel to heal first. Alright, now let's use both Kolya and Fungustine. Hopefully Kolya doesn't miss a bunch of times. And actually, he didn't miss once. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to move these blues on the top left. It's going to set a cascade of reds underneath. Quite a cascade. Not enough damage to kill Grimsteel, though, unfortunately. I do have all of my specials now. I am going to use Grimsteel, or rather Fungustine, to heal. And then let's see what kind of damage we can do over here on the right. I am going to use Rosalind so that I can get her full Mega Minion. And let's use everybody else's specials. Hopefully not a lot of misses. Alright. And we got Scroll Beast's mana reduced quite significantly, so that's good. Now, let's match these 3 greens, setting a cascade of yellows up against Grimsteel. And of course, no Mega Minions hit him. Let's match these 3 blues on the left up against Dima and get rid of that Mega Minion. Awesome, and Grimsteel is dead from the Mega Minion damage. Now I want to match these reds in the bottom middle. I want to try to just let the bleed damage do its work up against Scroll Beast, see if we can hit him between that and a Mega Minion, and we were able to. Awesome. Okay, now let's match these 3 purples up against UA so that I can then match these greens next turn. And Dima is now dead as well. Let's use Fungustine and Kolya, and I'm thinking we should be able to kill UA with Mega Minions, and we actually were able to kill Vivica as well. All right, so we ended 5 for 6 in this Rush War. Definitely very happy with how things went, and we are putting on a shellacking against our opponents. We have 53-59 points with 17 flags left. They've got 38-03 with 18 flags left, so we are on pace to win by about 1,500 points. I will take it. Definitely a strong Rush War for our alliance. We lost the last one in a close matchup. Let me know how your Rush War went, but that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.